crazy because I still play at all the Jamaican parties. I still play at all the reggae parties. Is that they don't get covered as big as the hip hop parties get covered. To break a Jamaican artist, it takes like a village because Jamaica is international music. So it's like when a rhythm come out and somebody's popping on it, when you're just one of the guys that's playing it. In difference with hip hop, an artist can come to a DJ and say, "Hey man, I want to work with you, just you. I want to work with you," and then you get the other DJs on it. You know what I'm saying? That is the difference. But Jamaican artists like Wayne Wonder was just a real good friend of mine, real good friend. We did a couple of remixes, and we got a couple of remixes coming up with some real big artists too with him. He's been in the game a long time. He's a veteran. But like I said, he's still relevant and still stay young within the music business, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know, I guess you can say I'm a crossover a little bit. I guess you can say that. But I still love my culture and I still love my reggae music. Lately I've been feeling like fuck a hater, fuck a cop. Well, I'm like a fireman. I work 7 days off 7. I tour for 7 days, come home. Off for 6, then I tour for 7 days. What I do, I get the artist that's next to blow and we go on the road. We do radio. It's like a campaign, like you're running for office. We do radio, we go to all the lifestyle stores, we go to the hood, put out CDs, then we go to the club that night and we perform. It's called a street and greet, because we're in the streets. And I'm a DJ myself, but a lot of DJs, sometimes the guys sit with them and they let you listen to their music and then they really don't play it. They really don't support it. Not every DJ, but some of them don't support it. So what I start doing, I start bringing the streets involved. So a street and greet is we sit down with everybody who loves music, the tastemakers, the DJs, the people who just want to hear music, the people who just want to criticize your music, who just want to give their feedback. We bring everybody together and we just have a ball. Now, it's some great constructive criticism that people are going to give you. You got to have alligator skin when you come in this business, because the hip hop business is not for soft people. It's for people who got alligator skin, because people are going to criticize you. Just like somebody might put something up on Facebook, but you expect everybody to comment, the comments to be what you like. Everybody don't see it that way. Some people going to comment the way they see it, because everybody got their own mind. A lot of people ain't ready for that. And that's what the street and greet is. You got to have tough skin, because people are going to tell you, I didn't like that, they don't like that verse, they don't like your metaphor, they don't like how you finish with your hook. People are going to tell you what they don't like, and you just got to be ready for it. But that's what my tour is about. It's an artist development program. And I have artists like Rollo, Lucci, who still come out with me, because 2 Chainz was the first person we took on this type of tour. Even though they get big, they still come out and show me love while I'm doing these tours. Show the other guys who's trying to make it that there's hope. I did it, man, and it worked for me. So you got to keep on doing this if you want to make it. You know what I'm saying? That was just a good thing. When it comes to Florida, like Jeezy, I was the first person to expand that out there in Jeezy. Pastor Troy, Trick Daddy, and Yo Gotti, 2 Chainz, Snooty Wild, Dolph, Rollo, Lucci, Colonel Loud. That song in California that he had with Young Dolph. Man, Shy Glizzy, I did that tape, and half of that put him in the game. So, man, a lot, I can't remember, for everybody who I helped. I'll be honest with you, man, I just think I think they helped me too. And of course, Plies, Plies was we came from scratch with it. Just like the Lucha situation, Plies we came from scratch with that. 36 ounces was from scratch. So I think they helped me too, because if they didn't rap real good, that wouldn't give me a platform to work with anyway, you know what I'm saying? And if they didn't have good music, I couldn't have took it where it went. So it's a 50-50 thing. A lot of people love to say, well, bigger than this, bigger than that, but I love to say it's a 50-50 thing with me and the artist. They had good music, and I just had a platform to push it. You got to have that good endurance. Like I said, the work ethics speak for itself. You got to go out here and you got to give it to the people, and you got to make them understand, like, you got to mess with this. This is good. If you don't mess with this, you're missing something big. And you got to tell DJs, like, most DJs, they're playing big clubs, but they are not big and they are not known because they never broke independent artists. I think if you got more than 2,000 or 1,500 people you're playing for, you got to break an independent artist every now and then. You don't have to do it every day, every night, but every now and then, you got to. When you have that many people listening to you, you got to cater for the independent artists. Because if you don't bring new people to the table, then you just keep playing the same records over and over again. Yeah, that's my man right there, man. Forte, he's from Florida, and he's somebody that you need to look out for. You got Belize. You got to look out for. He's doing real good. You got Ferrari Fred. I mean, I could name a bunch. You know what I'm saying? Every year I put at least 4 or 5 people in the game. You know what I'm saying? Some of them get real big. Some of them doesn't get as big as the rest of them. But those are people you got to look for. D-Boy. You know, it's just a lot. I reinvent myself. After you've been DJing so long and being in the clubs and the secondhand smoke and all this stuff, I kind of get a little tired of that stuff. So how I reinvent myself, I've been breaking records. So what I did is stop doing a lot of club work for a minute and just start going to the labels and getting the artists and taking them on tours and breaking them before I start, doing that again. So to reinvent yourself, sometimes it's just a little process. Like, you have to drop down a little bit to come back up. You know what I'm saying? And then, speaking of relevancy for these younger kids, is the internet is them. That's relevant enough. The internet is them. It's the older guys that stay relevant is the real problem. Because, when the younger kids actually do a verse for them, I feel like the older guys should get on there and do them. Don't stoop to the younger guy level and do what he doing and rapping like him, because then you sound desperate, like you want to be young again. You know what I'm saying? You feel like just do your thing. And I think as long as the older DJs, the older A&Rs and the older rappers co-sign the younger guys, I think the relevance is going to be there.
Notoriety is when people know your work, and notoriety leave a legacy. When they talk about us, when they talk about Bigga Rankin, when they talk about Lucci, when they talk about T.I.G.
For my relevance, I want to kind of thank Lucci, because the intros that I did on Lucci songs, he didn't have to keep them on those songs and shoot the videos with me. He didn't have to do that. He could have just left that on the mixtape, because like a lot of guys do, and then shot their videos without me. But he kept me on all his intros, shot the videos with me. He's a younger person, so that bring my relevance to just, everybody knew who I was. Like the younger kids who probably didn't know who I was before that, they knew who I was off of his record. So I got to give him a lot of credit for that. Some of these younger guys have no manners. They has no good work ethics. And when you get kind of old, your patience get kind of shorter. So sometimes I can't really blame the older guys for being lame about the situation. It's both parties too, you know what I'm saying? A lot of the younger guys, they really don't have any manners. They don't know how to speak to somebody grown. And a lot of the grown people they really just ain't got no patience. When I came in the game, it was a lot of morals and substance to what you do. Not just like people just get up here and say anything and it works. It's a lot of morals, I'm a very God-fearing person. I'm very merciful. I like to say, when I talk to these kids, I like to tell them stuff that's gonna benefit them later on, that nobody didn't tell me when I was young, So my energy comes from really look at these youngsters and say, well, okay, I done became big in this thing. I can show them how to do it the right way. Because a lot of them think it's all about, popping the pills and smoking perp and all that. That's just another part of the game. I feel like us, the elders, our destinies are tied with these kids. When we was running to them cars with the pistol hanging out our pocket and serving, them kids look up to us. They want to be like us. They want to be like, the dude getting the fast money. They didn't want to be like Michael Jordan. They didn't want to be like Scottie Pippen. They want to be like you, who getting that bread right then. And it looks cool until somebody get killed or somebody go to prison. You know, because prisons was built in good intentions, you know what I'm saying? Who would have known some of the people that you love to dearest is doing life or doing multiple years for different type of charges, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just trying to teach these kids that it's another way. It's a way out if you want to give it. Not every rapper is gonna make it. You might have 500 rappers every week, maybe 50 of them gonna make it, but you don't know which 50. Is it the first 50, the middle 50, or the last 50? You don't know. I feel like, you know, we just gotta show them love. The OGs is lame if they don't co-sign the young guys. Because we had our time, you know, we had our fun. We had our scene, you know, it's time for them to come up. It's time for them to do it. And if we can co-sign them and help them to achieve this type of success, that's like orgasm. That's beautiful. To see somebody that you taught and helped and push on BET collecting an award. He doesn't have to say your name, because I don't get my blessing from man, I get it from God. So the blessing that comes to me is help my kids, my grandkids, and my cousins, and my family. Those are the blessings I get back. So when I help these artists, I don't expect them to give me anything, because the art of being real is given without expecting nothing. I host a lot of events. I think on the 28th, I'm in Columbus, Georgia with Jeezy, Boosie, and NBA Youngboy. And I got a couple days with Moneybagg. I got a whole lot of days with Lucci. A lot of people book us together. A lot of people book me to host because I kind of make sure the show go right, you know what I'm saying? The opening acts come on time, do what they're supposed to do. I don't let them, you know, stay up there a long time and really kill themselves. Like a lot of, you know, some guys will go up there and do 3-4 songs when people only want to hear one of your songs so they can know what your priority is, so they can follow you and help you, you know what I'm saying? I try to be there as that guidance for them, you know what I'm saying? It's worse than it used to be. And I think it's only worse than it used to be because we have social media now. Because a lot of the stuff that used to happen, especially, you know, back in the little country places, you know, if two white guys pull up with a mustache and a badge, 9 times out of 10, you're going in the backseat of their car. You know what I'm saying? So I think this stuff been going on forever, man, you know. I'm a Jamaican, and I came here to the United States, and I didn't know a whole lot about prejudice until I got here, you know what I'm saying? I just think most of the guys who's popular, I think they need to speak on that, so at least the kids know what's going on. You know, I was watching the TV the other day. I was up north somewhere, and the police draw down on some kids that was just out playing, but they thought it was something else. And the mother was just crying like she thought she was going to lose her child. And you can see it in her eyes like she really thought she was going to lose her child. So I really think it's a responsibility for most of these guys that got the platform to speak. And it's a responsibility to me too. I mean, I speak a lot on stuff like this, a whole lot of stuff. And you know, because I'm always deep, you know, on my breakfast with Bigga. I even think people like me need to speak on it more. I don't think none of these stars or even activists speak on it enough. I think we all need to speak on it more, most definitely. And it's a good point to touch on, because in times like this, where you got artists that have so many millions of followers, white, black, Hispanic, all different type, I think it's good for them to touch it. I don't think they got to go deep just to come out, but I think they just touch it as they go, and let people at least understand what they're talking about, you know what I'm saying?